AM2PM, Alec Sun Drae, Matt, the successful house duo from London. Welcome back to Poland. How are you?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us. It's great.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We had a crazy weekend in Warsaw, but maybe we'll tell you about that a bit later.
Yeah, right. Alec and Matt, you both have quite a big experience in the club scene. Alec, you used to cooperate with a funk soul group, Wokulski, here in Poland. You have scored a top 10 hit. Jesteś lekiem na całe zło. Matt, you have been active on the house and garage scene in London. You have produced many records. You have cooperated with dance music stars like David Morales, the White Boys, Bob Sinclair. How did you guys team up together?
Well, Matt was looking for a vocalist and I was looking for a studio in London, and a mutual friend of ours told us about each other, and we met up in Covent Garden in a pub and spent 7 hours talking about music, and it just, musically it just really clicked. We knew we were on the same page and we had the same music aspirations and inspirations, so we decided to team up.
And the rest is history.
It was shortly after you left Gdańsk and arrived in London.
Well, I actually moved out of Poland 16 years ago. I can't believe I'm saying that. So for a very, very long time I was trying to pursue my solo career as Alec Sun Drae. And I've done quite a few things, starting from drum and bass record, etc. But when we teamed up 13 years after I moved to London, it just felt like this was the right moment, and it should have happened 13 years ago, because it would have been a completely different ballgame now, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Very nice. What are your best memories from the 90s when the house and rave scene was booming?
Oh, wow. Well, I remember being a young lad back then. I was only young, no, not really. I used to go a lot into London, to Brighton, and the club scene was fantastic, and the music just got me hooked. I wanted to be a DJ back then so badly, and I bought myself some turntables and started playing at home. I wasn't doing parties or anything, but then I started to get better on the turntables and started to play the parties. So, it was a great time, especially to be in the UK. Those days were the best. They really were fantastic.
And you, Alex, what was your favorite club that you used to go to every weekend here in Sopot or in Gdańsk?
Obviously Sphinx. I have a long history with Sphinx because that's where I started singing with DJs. I remember Ed Case came to Poland promoting his album. I think it was called Coming Up the Distant Storm, and he was with MCs on stage. And my sister pushed me on stage and I sang with them, and they invited me to London. So Sphinx was the place where the whole concept of Alexandra, the club singer, was born. Because before that I was a singer in the reggae band and in the soulful and funky band. So yeah, Sphinx was the place, and I'm actually grateful because they've given me opportunity to do what I'm still doing now and start what so many singers in Poland do now, which is sing with live DJs and doing a live act thing. So yeah, it's a bit of history.
2015 was really massive for AM2PM. You were signed to Defected Records. Your single My Feeling was released shortly before Winter Miami Conference, WMC. And you have received very positive feedback from many DJs like Low Step, AMK, SIM, and from radio stations like Capital Extra, Rinse FM, Select UK, BBC Extra. What's the story behind it?
It was a bit of a shock actually. I got an email one January morning last year, and it was headed up Defected Records, and I was a bit shocked. So I phoned Alex straight away and said, "You'll never guess what, Defected want to sign My Feeling for their Azuli imprint, but they also want to put it on the album for the Winter Music Conference." And I was just like, "They can have it. It's not a problem." Obviously Defected are such massive players in the house music scene. To have a release on their label it's a stuff of dreams. So especially for me, it was a sort of monumental moment. And to be honest, last year was a big year. I'm hoping this year will be bigger. It'll be nice. But the support from the radio stations that you've mentioned, you know, have been great. You know, to have national airplay in the UK with some of our singles from last year and now, it's been great. It really has. It's been great.
And also, you know, the fact that people that we admire and we aspire to be as good as, you know, that they jumped on board and they support the record, and you know, Tough Love supported it.
Yeah.
And, you know, Pete Tong, you know, he invited us to perform on
that's
his
my
radio.
next question.
Oh, sorry, I'm jumping the gun
that's the
here.
next question.
Okay, so what is the question?
So the second highlight of 2015 was the invitation to Pete Tong's radio show, All Gone Pete Tong Evolution, iHeartRadio, yeah?
Yep.
It was broadcasted worldwide. How was the show? Did you feel happy? Was that an important step in your career?
It was, again, another moment that was, oh my gosh, Pete Tong wants a guest mix on his US show.
He's a true legend.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the guy is just so well respected worldwide for breaking music, for everything in the house music scene. He's broken so many tracks. He was heavily involved in the FFRR label back in the day. So it was an opportunity for us to take 30 minutes and showcase what AM2PM are all about. Live, also with our music as well, so it was a really, really great opportunity.
Yeah, it was a live mix with live vocals from Alec.
Yep. It was live vocals, and I remember the email from the producer of the show, and he said it's so refreshing to have something so different and unique because of the live vocal element. So they actually rerun the show.
Yeah.
They played it twice.
Yeah, they did it twice. They ran the show twice, and then they did another one for Beatport, where they ran the show again for his show, which is called Beatport Deep End. So it's gone out, I think, 3 times now, that particular one. So fantastic, really good.
Amazing stuff.